when I'm 5 years old, the one youngest RJ, and the professional boxer, the chess player, a footballer, and a skater. Today, we're gonna talk about the serious virus. This is called the coronavirus. Before that, we go to a topic. I'll introduce my new host, my best friend, Zidane Hamid. So tell Adi your inspiration.
Yeah, so I think it is very good, everybody. First of all, Assalamu alaikum to everybody who is watching this video. And I mean, I like the way Banna, the way you present, the way you have introduced the show, and I think it's a good way. And today, is something we need to talk about, which is, I think, very much discussed, and everybody is concerned about this, even though it is not in Pakistan, but it is spreading all across the world, and that is the coronavirus. You know about coronavirus?
Yes, coronavirus is a very bad thing. It can cause short breath.
Yeah, it's not that bad actually if you go to the coronavirus. And by the way, you might even had coronavirus, because coronavirus is not that harmful, because it cannot go into humans, but there's some which can go into humans from animals, and in the 4 of them you might even actually had it, and there's like 60% chance that you had coronavirus. And those coronavirus, they're just like a crown actually. They look like a tennis ball with spikes, but some coronaviruses, they have the spike which stick to your nose, so you get a common cold. And this is the thing which happened in many other of the coronaviruses which you get, and nothing happens to you and stay well after it gets out. But then there are the 3 coronaviruses that are the killers. Now, the first coronavirus is SARS, which happened in 2003. That was when the coronavirus was discovered. It came from animals again, and that was this time from this badger, which is called civet cat. So that was the time when the first coronavirus came. And then there were 10,000 people who were infected in China in 2002-03, and then I think about 1,000 people were killed in that process, and about 1 in 10 will be infected. That's not such a high mortality rate, only 10%, but still people were infected, and some people got really fatal. And actually it was only the old people who got infected and died, and the young people, it was not so much. Only the infants are those who are immune system is not developed. But then after that, there was MERS in Saudi Arabia 2012, and in that there was something which was not seen, that it came from camels. The first time civet cats, now camels. And those camels, because it's desert area, camels is used for transport, so camels, and from that MERS came. And now MERS, which was very lethal, because in 2,000 people who were infected, more than 1,300 died in that MERS. About it will be a 6 in 10 chance that you will die if you are infected with MERS. So it's very dangerous than SARS. So that is very, very problematic these days in that. And by the way, the symptoms are of this coronavirus, which is the new one, the novel coronavirus. This time we don't know which spread form, but it is like the fish market in Wuhan in China, where people were like contracting with disease with the live animals over there, the fishes over there, and all the fishes, those came to the people, and they came from people to people. At first it wasn't thought like that, and then after that it went on to people, and the mortality rate is about 2%, and only those people have died who are the old people. So it's not that dangerous as you think about. But the thing is that the coronavirus over here, this is very new, so anything can change. So do not trust in this information, because this coronavirus has just come in 2019 in 31st December, the first case on 1st January. So we don't know about this virus so much. So this is just the amateur information.
Yes. So you have to write that from China it comes, and there was a place called Wuhan. You forget that. Where there is a live sea animal, where they said a lot of things. Are they octopus?
No, this case is not known until now. We know that SARS came from civet cats and MERS came from camels. And by the way, there have been also cases of SARS and MERS these days too, along with coronavirus. But coronavirus, the novel coronavirus, we don't know, but it looks like it's come from some particular type of fish or octopus. But we don't know which, even if it's a fish, we don't even know which animal it is. But of course it comes from an animal. And this thing this thing, this virus, it does not kill you, and you actually get, I mean, it goes away on its own. But sometimes, just sometimes, something happens and it goes wrong. But it's very little, and it's very little chance that about 70% chances that you'll survive. But if your immune system is weak, and if you have some type of pre-existing disease, then I don't think so. Then your chances are so lucky, but still you can survive. But we'll find out after this.
Yes. So like almost viruses, it needs to reach our target, which is your lungs. So it cannot go through your skin. It can go through your mouth, your nose, or your eyes.
So this mask which they wear, they're not actually to prevent flu, and it's not necessary. I mean, you should not wear those masks. That doesn't do anything. They're leaky. They have pockets, so they can go inside more easier than ever. They prevent you from touching your face. But the real masks are those N3 masks, which are totally stuck to your face, and only healthcare workers have that. You could still have that, but they're going to be more expensive than the normal mask. But at least those persons who have the mask, the mask selling companies, they're going to get a lot of profits from these viruses.
Yes. So it has to reach a target, which is your lung. We have known about that.
It causes pneumonia.
It can't go through our skin. Now, just as I do this, now just as I do this, now I brought the virus where it wants to go, the lungs.
Yeah, and then after that, you know what are the symptoms? You don't feel the symptoms, but they're basically just like influenza, and influenza actually flu. The influenza virus is actually the cousin of coronavirus. So they both are very closely related, and you might even have coronavirus. And that is not the harmful coronavirus. They're the 3 killer coronaviruses. Now those guys, those call you the same thing, influenza, but they don't give you a runny nose, dry cough, and the fever, and
shortness breathing.
Yeah, then the shortness of breathing when it goes into your lungs. Then after that, you feel that things are getting a little tough. And then after that, you might go in hospital.
Unconscious, like you tell, like your eyes like this, and you shut down your mouth and you just breathe.
You're talking about the nappy virus. You're confused over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just talking about something else. But the thing is that this is also just like the nappy virus, the Ebola virus, things to have been spread by, again, bats, because bats are called as the culprit for rabies, Ebola, and nappy virus. And this was the time when WHO gave and the human gave, while there was like an emergency, global public health emergency, and there have been only 5 times will be given, most notably swine flu, influenza. Then after that there was Zika virus, and then there was the Ebola virus in 2019, and in 2020 the coronavirus. So, and by the way, it's been 2 years straight in a row of viruses. That's not something which you really like. By the way, I don't know what to do about this. People might be a little scared by listening about this, but let's see which countries are affected, right?
Yes. The country are affected first. The country affected is more easier. You know that? China.
Yeah, China with about like 10,000 people infected, and about 1,000 people are already killed. So it's basically just like SARS is coming up, but now there was about like 20,000 people infected. Then after that, in the United Kingdom, 10 to 13, UK, it's like not so much, but there have been some people who have contracted viruses. Then there is also in Canada, where 3 people have been contracted with the virus, Ontario mostly. Then after that, Australia, Philippines, then Malaysia, and Singapore, Japan, and Taiwan has been also in those countries, along with India and Nepal, who have been infected by coronavirus. Pakistan has been not infected by coronavirus until now, although it borders India, and there have been still flights coming from China, but nothing has happened until now. And still Pakistan is not infected by coronavirus, and that is something which is really strange, but still it has been not infected, and no case has been confirmed of coronavirus until now.
So that's good for Pakistan.
Yeah, but unfortunately the thing is that the Pakistani people who are living in China, those people have actually been infected. About 5 to 6 people have been infected by the 2019 novel coronavirus, which is something very problematic. And those guys, those people, they need to be evacuated as soon as possible, right?
Yes.
So, by the way, moving ahead, by the way, we have been talking so much about the coronavirus, but what about its treatments, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, what is treatments? We need to know how it is treated.
That's a really tough question.
Yeah, because nobody has been able to find this treatment yet. They can be supportive or symptomatic relief, like you can, if you're having like when it runs on the mouth, they'll give you fluids, or when you're feeling like you're not feeling well, your breath is short, then they're gonna give you a ventilator. But no, there's no cure right now. But the still thing is that this coronavirus is not that lethal like SARS or MERS. This is not so lethal. So even there's some people who are being or even have been cured, and some 40 people have been even cured from the coronavirus, but it have not been a direct cure. So the coronavirus lifetime is very little, and it survives outside our body for 24 hours. The coronavirus is not this harmful as SARS or MERS, but the thing is that sometimes it goes into your lungs, and when you find the target, it's going to be really bad, especially for the elderly people and for the children mostly.
Children, they don't have very good antibodies.
Yeah, they're not
that they cannot get recovered. So that's
yeah, that's why, especially babies, they don't have enough antibodies to fight those. So that's why that's the problem for them. Although, and again, the second thing moving ahead is that this coronavirus has been taking the world by storm, and there have been a lot of countries who have been infected, especially Italy again have been infected, France has been again infected. But the thing is that this cannot be given as a global pandemic. You know why? Because there have not been so many people infected, only 3 to 10 people in any country, and only China is having a lot, 20,000 for more. Philippines only 13, and Hong Kong 11, Macau only 11. But the most biggest is China, which is the only one. But there's an epidemic in China which we can do, and this is basically just like pneumonia. But then after that, you start to feel the symptoms after 2 to 8 days, which is pretty strange. But since this is a new coronavirus, I want to tell to everybody of the viewers, don't trust all this information. Don't really put trust in this information, because you might find something that differs. Because this virus was only discovered 1 month ago, about 1 month 10 days ago, on 1st January 2020. So I don't think so we should be really keeping trust on this information, even though this information is new by new. But the numbers will increase every day, and so will the death toll, so will be the amount that happens, and so will be the infections in countries, right?
Yes. So,
by the way, how should we actually cure?
I have no idea.
What? By the way, you might remember that there've been nasty rhymes like this: washing your hands and wearing masks, don't touch your face. We should take those basic hand washing. Influenza measures. Basically, it's just like influenza, only it's a little more dangerous than influenza, the more dangerous form of influenza. So we should just do the same influenza measures.
Yes.
To wash your hands.
Yes. So is that? Should I ask you a very tough question? That how did coronavirus reach China?
Well, it can be like the fish market out of Wuhan, some fishes which have been caught or eaten, they've come out. There have been many theories about this actually, and there have been many conspiracies. It's not only, some people say it's a biological weapon, it's come out of a biological institute, right? It's saying it's a biological weapon developed by doctors, or some even people say that it's been because of bat soup or anteater soup. But it has been that can be also the cause, or it can be about consuming a lot of bats, and that is actually true, because bats, they've been known for the nappy virus, they've been known for the Ebola virus, they've been known for rabies, they've been known for so many diseases, more than 2,500 diseases that can even be transferred into humans. And we didn't catch bats or consume bats before, and they only ate fruits, and we ate those fruits, and then we got viruses like nappy, Ebola, and these viruses, like in Sierra Leone, for example, or Zambia or Lesotho.
You're just talking about something else. You're just confused.
Yeah, I've gone too far. But I just want to say that there are some theories about how this came, but nobody knows, although it is known that it's an animal transmitter, but we don't know from which animal it has come. It's called a spillover when it comes from animals to humans, from human to human.
I know. It's come from bats because bat says you have 10 like now it has more diseases like nappy diseases, whatever is that. So bats are mostly having diseases.
Can be anything actually. You never know, but it might come after a lot of time because MERS or SARS, they were actually discovered out a lot of years. And actually, this coronavirus is not so new. It was discovered in 1960s, but its first case was in 2002. Maybe they kept it. I think it's some like a laboratory and tried to keep the coronavirus from spreading before it spread out. They found this virus somewhere. They diagnosed this virus in some type of natural source, and that they kept it, but maybe it would have broken out. Who knows?
So Zidane, why were people coming to the nearby shop of fishes and wherever they sell?
Yeah. So, this thing about the fish is, it has been the culture or a New Year. It was the Chinese New Year calendar. So, at least maybe people would have gone for a lot of shopping. At that time, there were masses of people coming. And that's why, after that, so many people got infected. Because on a normal day, you won't find so many people getting infected. And on these days, there might have been a lot of rush. So maybe, there would have been more sales than before.
Yes, so Zidane, we've talked about all of these things. Now, I have to ask you a question, okay? So, how was this fish market existed? Right?
What? Yeah, the fish market that existed. So, this fish market was in the central Wuhan, and Wuhan was one of the mainland China's. It is actually very near from Beijing, the capital of China. So, if you spread from Wuhan, it would spread to Beijing, and the cases got so bad that Beijing had to be closed down. Yes, and all flights cancelled. So that's why everything is now banned, and China is totally cut off from the world. This will also not be good for their trades, not for their stocks. Their fishing stocks will decline, their trade stocks will decline, and Chinese are facing a lot of problems, right?
Yes. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, so Zidane, you're really genius in these things. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. You are also.
Okay, so this is time to wrap up our video. I feel so much fun sitting here with Zidane Hamid. I like to thank all of my audience sitting here. I like to thank my audience which are listening. And I also thank you who are seeing me here. I wish you everybody I'm welcome in the next video. But for now on, Allah
Allah Hafiz.